Ronan's awe at the sight of the MiG is tempered by the threat of the unknown. This gleaming Cobra still has fangs.
And then I told my number two, you be sitting 250 meters behind me. Gun sight on him. Switches on, be ready.
Ronan approaches the MiG cautiously, wary of any sudden movements.
I thought maybe this is a kamikaze, maybe this is a threat. I left my two hands on the stick and the throttle in case you break, in case something, then I can. It was a little bit higher, very close, 10 meters less. And then he saw me and I made like that. He answered me. He answered me, my two hands on the stick and the throttle, and he answered me. Only then I raised my left hand and he answered me. Then I told him, you go after me. You, he said, okay, and like that. And I led him.
With Ronan flying off the MiG's wing, it is number two with thumb on the trigger. The remarkable three-ship formation heads back to Israel. Danny Shapira, Israel's chief test pilot, can't believe the news.
The pilot said to me, hey, you know, just an hour ago, MiG-21 landed in Chatzor. Probably you will be the one to fly. I thought they were joking, you know. I said, don't give me that bush.
But the next morning, he's in front of General Madi Hod.
He looked at me, you know, smiled, and he said, look, Danny, you're going to be the first Western pilot in the world to fly a MiG-21. I said, well, I'm glad to hear it.
This is actual footage of Shapira inspecting the MiG-21. Shapira is briefed by the Iraqi pilot. Russian and Arabic writing in the cockpit is replaced with English and Hebrew. And within only a few days, Shapira closes the canopy and lifts the MiG-21 smoothly into the bright Mediterranean sky.
I didn't have any problem. The rate of flying was excellent. Airplane was lighter, just 2,000, 2,200 pounds, less than a Mirage.
After becoming familiar with the airplane, Shapira, and only Shapira, begins flying against senior Israeli fighter pilots.
We made a program to train our pilots and see how a MiG-21 maneuvers and what a Mirage has to do in order to stay behind of a MiG-21 and shoot it down.
We conducted 120 flights and, you know, practiced against him to see the airplane, to be familiar with the airplane, to see several different silhouettes. And it was amazing.
The Israelis learn that the MiG-21 is light and fast. But at high speed and low altitude, the control surfaces become sluggish and unresponsive. Worst of all, the airplane has terrible rear visibility.
So I said to them, if you go down slightly, 500 feet below the MiG, he'll never see you. If you see a MiG doing this, it means that he's looking for you. He doesn't see you, but he's looking for you. Once he starts to turn, get in and shoot.
But the Israelis also come to appreciate the airplane's essential Russian qualities, especially the ease of maintenance.
It's like what we said at the time, it's like a Volkswagen. Fuel and go, and again and again.
One of the things about the Russians is they learned how to design an aircraft in a high, efficient, low-cost manner. They didn't even have flush riveting, and some of the seams were really rough. But who cares? It still can go Mach 2, and it was efficient, it was fast, it was maneuverable. And if it doesn't last more than a couple days in combat, make it cheap.
The intelligence coup helped the Israelis devise winning tactics during the Six-Day War. Israeli pilots destroy 58 enemy aircraft in air-to-air combat against a loss of 10 of their own. A remarkable achievement. Over the next decade, these airmen will hone their fighting skills in the turmoil of Middle East conflict. Then, in 1979, using a new generation of American-built aircraft, the Israeli Air Force will introduce the world to the modern age of dogfighting. June 27, 1979. Over Lebanon, near Sidon, the base of operations for PLO terrorist activity in the region. 4 Israeli F-15s from 133 Squadron speed due east toward a rendezvous with history. The F-15 is a fighter pilot's dream. Powerful, maneuverable, lethal. The Israelis only half-jokingly call them flying SAM sites because of the airplane's big radar and all the weapons it carries. 8 missiles, 4 radar-guided and 4 heat-seeking. And 940 rounds of high-explosive ammunition for its 20mm Gatling gun. This is the first time the F-15 has been in combat anywhere in the world. The 4-ship, led by Colonel Benny Zinker, is alerted by GCI that Syrian MiGs have crossed into Lebanese airspace from the east. The F-15s break hard. Major Moshe Melnick is flying off Zinker's wing as his number 2.
He opened afterburner and concentrate in the radar. We got immediate lock on the MiGs and very fast they were in range of launching.
The MiGs are almost 20 miles away, but the F-15 has been designed for BVR, Beyond Visual Range, combat. The F-15's enormous radar has found the targets and fed the information to its AIM-7 missiles.
Now we got permission from the GCI to open fire, but usually you are waiting till the leader gives you also his permission. And I waited. I was wondering why Benny Zinker is not giving us permission to open fire, because I've seen on my radar that we are in range.
Seconds into the F-15's first armed confrontation, Moshe Melnick knows why his leader, Benny Zinker, has not cleared him to fire. Both men want the first kill.
So actually, I pressed the pickle button, the launch button, almost the same time, almost the same tenth of a second, and both missiles, both F-7 missiles, were launched together, and like a formation.
2 radar-guided Sparrows streak away from the F-15s at Mach 3.
And we waited, and it was a marvelous sight to see the missiles going together in a formation, the mountains, the horizon, blue skies, and we waited, and nothing happened.
In the first ever attempt at an F-15 BVR kill, the Sparrows fail to lock and streak harmlessly into space.
We were amazed, we were shocked.
Already an ace in the F-4 Phantom, Melnick instinctively reverts to time-honored dogfighting tactics. He gets his head outside the cockpit.
I went back to the old habits, good sight, good look outside, not anymore on the radar scope.
The MiGs, aware that they've come up against the most powerful fighter in Middle Eastern skies, turn back towards Syria. The maneuver exposes their hot tailpipes to Melnick's heat-seeking Python missiles.
They are turning right in front of us, from right to left, right in front of us like this.
Melnick gets first tally on the MiGs. The Python 3, an advanced Israeli version of the American AIM-9 Sidewinder, is growling into his headset. Suddenly, the MiGs reverse.
In the middle of this reverse of the turn, I launched my missile.
Melnick is cranked past 130 degrees to stay with the MiGs. The Python is an all-aspect missile and can take the G. There is no ejection.